Hello everybody! This is going to be a video that a lot of people have asked about and I've just keep putting it off. This is going to be about trust training and how to get your rats to trust you and to like you so that you can have rats like mine. I have been putting it off simply because it is so hard to try and tell people what to do with trust training. It's so dependent on your group of rats and your situation, your free ranging situation, where you free range is really important, your gender of rat. I have only had females, so I can only say from experience what works for me with females. And there's, your time, your job, when you take them out, everything like that will alter how trust training works for you. So I'm just going to do a couple things that I'll offer information about what I have done and maybe some more general things that I think might help. So I'll do that. Hopefully this video will help. I will start off also by saying that I love when people ask questions. That's why I do these kinds of videos, so that it kind of opens up the conversation and gets people, more knowledgeable about rat care, because there's not a lot of information out there that's really up to date and stuff like that. So I totally encourage questions, but if you're going to ask a question about trust training, you really need to give me as much information as possible. And also, I think that probably half the questions are going to have to be answered with "it just completely depends on your situation." So keep that in mind, but again, I will try and help as much as possible. So first things first, as you can see, Harper's been eating some treats. Oh my gosh, she's trying to escape again. There she goes. So the first thing is to bribe them. Harper's been eating now for a while, but honestly, oh goodness, this is gonna be a rough video. Honestly, bribing your rats with treats is seriously the best way to go. Sorry, I'm trying to find a rat to follow. Yeah, bribing with treats is the best way to get to a rat's heart. And don't feel bad about bribing them. It's just how their brain works. It's rewarding behavior, so it's totally okay to do, and you should. So for me, what I would do is I would get a bag of treats out and open it. There we go. I got a bunch of rats. And at first, what you do is take the bag. You only let them take it from your fingers. So you will be hand feeding them. Oh my goodness, if I ate hers already. Oh no, you're just holding it in your mouth. Here's for Ginny. There. So what I would do is I would get a very low calorie treat, like a baby puff that Harper was eating, and I would hand feed them. If that doesn't work, try something like yogurt on a spoon, because that way they won't be able to run away while you're feeding them. Because what happens with these treats is that with some of the more scared rats, and the more timid ones, you eat that. Get it. The more timid rats will just take the treat and run, and sometimes that really doesn't help. So sometimes they need to be given yogurt on a spoon, or you can do a little bit of pudding on a spoon or something like that. What you do is you hold out the spoon, and then they have to sit there and lick it. Right, Kip? So yeah, so that's the first thing, is food. Definitely try food. Another thing, really, the two main things that I tell people is to bribe with food and to spend tons of time with them. rats are not a pet that you can just, you know, they're not like hamsters. They really do love people, but you need to take the time to, you know, to work with them on that. So one thing that I did as I get Harper, oops, there we go. So let's show them. Come here, Harp. Come here, Harper. So what I would do with my first rats is they had a cage that was on a table. This is a great thing to do. And what you do is you put your hand out. Here, let's put all the rats up here. Let's put all the rats up here. Hi, everybody. So what I would do is I would first put my hand up, but of course, you know, my rats are definitely okay with me, so you won't get this reaction. But maybe that would be nice. You should get some licks from Ginny. But what happens is, let me get Harper before she jumps. Come over here. So let them smell you. See how Harper smells me? She also smells the treats. Oh, a lick! Thank you! Thank you, Harper! Oh, that's a rarity. Hi, Pippa. So what happens is they get your scent. You can also work on, you know, kind of going underneath, giving them some touches. Try not to go, oh, thank you, Pippa. Oh, this is so nice. You're being so nice. So try not to go above and go like this. I mean, mine are okay with that, but at first, just go underneath. Oh my goodness. Harper's gonna jump. So try and get them on some kind of surface, or if you have a couch. Oh goodness, the barrier is down. The barrier is down. Uh-oh. Gotta fix that. Okay, sorry about that. I feel like in every video I have to stop it because Harper's escaping. That's what you get when you get female rats like Crazy Harper. Anyways, so like I was saying, get them on some type of table, or if you have a couch, and if you could put a sheet over the couch or something like that. Also, a lot of people use the bathroom for free ranging because it's pretty safe in there. It's a small contained area. So you also, when you're first starting out, you really want a small area. This playpen is pretty small, actually. Very small. And this is actually a good size. It's about the size of some powder rooms. So what you want to do is you want to get an area where they can still, you know, go away from you, but at the same time, they're kind of forced to interact with you in some way. Again, be careful with picking them up and bringing them into that area. You can see my other video about the scoop method. You don't want to start out the experience with them being completely traumatized. That would not be a good thing. So be careful if you're going to be locating them somewhere else, especially with really timid rats. But so after a while, when they start, you know, kind of hanging out with you like these guys are, what you could do is you could start doing touches. Start touching them. Get them around the ears. Touch them everywhere. Touch their toes. Touch their fingers. Grab Harper. Touch her toes, get her ears, everywhere. You can start playing with them too, once they are getting okay with being touched. The main thing is that you really want to take their direction. So if they're not hanging out with you yet, wait a little bit longer before you start, you know, trying to pick them up and rolling them over and playing with them. Wait a little bit for that. I know that it might be very frustrating. It is going to take a while. These guys, I don't want to get your hopes up or anything, but these guys were pretty much okay with me picking them up and being touched in about a week. But these guys are really like the most friendly rats I've ever seen. So I was really lucky with these guys. It also helps if you have a rat that's extremely friendly. So I got, nope, I got Ginny first. And she was licking me by like the end of the first week and has never stopped. So having her first really helps be a role model. Thanks, Ginny. Thanks, sweet Jen. So having a role model for your new ones, especially if they're babies, babies are always a lot better with getting socialized quickly. But so they model their behavior after each other. So if you get if you have a rat that is really friendly and on your lap, the other ones will follow. Ginny, this is so weird. So like Ginny was on my lap, and then when I got Pippa, she started following Ginny, coming up onto my lap. And now we've got Harper, who is just generally insane, but will go on my lap too. Sometimes. When she's more tired. If she's sick, she does. So yeah, so those are my main two things, is really just spend time with them. I mean, that is really the only way to get your rats to like you. Because it takes time for them to realize that you are a good guy and not a bad guy. You have to remember that you are huge to them. I mean, look at my hand, it's huge. It's huge compared to my Ginny. So, I mean, of course they're going to be a little bit scared of you at first. You are a big monster to them, especially if they've never been with humans before. Oh my goodness. So, give them a little bit of time. You gotta kind of cut them some slack a little bit. But as long as you take kind of their cues into account of what you are going to be doing with them, so go with their pace. Each rat is different with this kind of thing. Oh goodness. It helps if you've got a rat that already likes you, to be a role model, and then to use food to your advantage. They love food, so really use that to get them to realize. It's just a good way to get them to realize that you're the good guy and not the bad guy. So that's a good thing to help them start off getting used to you, and then time is just going to be the real factor that gets them to become as nice as mine are. This is time. This is completely over time that they've gotten to be so good. Alright, babe? And then another thing, let them crawl on your lap as much as possible, and mine shirt dive. They're gonna do that where they go in your shirt. That just kind of happens, but kind of let them freely. Oh goodness! Oh. Let them freely go up to you, and don't try and force something. If they come up to you, so Pippa's coming over, don't then just grab them and put them on your lap and say, "Oh, Pippa, 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 Pippa," because see how she wants to get down. Even mine don't like that. So let them come up on their own terms for a while first. I still don't tend to, pick them up and plop them where I want them too often. They just don't like it. I'll play with them and stuff. But see, Pippa comes up by herself. You can then pet them and things like that, but let them go when they want to. And then after a while, they'll get to the point where you can just pick them up and do whatever you want with them. And you can play with them. And they'll play with each other, and it'll be great. So let them do it on their own time. It's going to take time. It might be a little frustrating. I had to learn the hard way. With my first ones, I thought I was doing something wrong because they didn't like me in the first week. But it took about 3 months before I could pick them up and, toss them around like these guys. And, these guys took a week. So it all depends on your situation, your space, the rats that you have now, and, how much time you're able to spend with them during the day. So I hope that this helps a little bit. I mean, there's nothing that's going to be perfect for this kind of stuff. I really suggest going online and looking. There's a place that I frequent called the Goose Moose Rat Forum. I really suggest going on their site, going into the rat care section. And there are, oh my gosh, it's like every single time you go on there, there's something about, people asking for help with trust training, and there's people who have had rats for much longer than I have on that forum. And so that's a really good way of looking for new kind of techniques, or different techniques that if the ones that I mentioned don't work, that's a great resource for looking up. other techniques that you can try. So, you know, using the internet and the search engine is a great thing with these kind of experiences. So I hope you enjoy. Feel free to leave a comment below. Again, questions are welcome, but keep in mind that this topic especially is very individual. So I hope you guys have some luck with this. Thanks. Bye.